Welcome to another edition of Henderson County's Public Schools Career Conversations. My name is Brandon Ball, and I'm one of the Career Development Coordinators with Henderson County Public Schools. And today we have Miss Amber Webb. She is a Vice President and Business Banker at First Citizens Bank. Thank you, Miss Webb, for joining us today to share your career journey, some insight on careers and employability skills, and to record this interview to share across our district.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to share with you today.
All right, so let's just jump right on in. Tell us a little bit about yourself, kind of your journey, your career, those kinds of things.
Okay. Well, I am a local homegrown Henderson County girl. I've lived in Henderson County my entire life and fortunate enough to come up through the school system here. Mills River Elementary, Rugby Middle, and then graduated from West Henderson High School. So I'm a proud Henderson County Public Schools proponent, I guess. So I started working at the bank 15 years ago and have just worked really hard and climbed several different roles here at the bank to get to the business banking role where I'm at now.
Can you go and share some of the responsibilities of your current position?
Absolutely. So I guess I should back up just a little bit and talk. So I started with the bank back in 2006 and was kind of an entry-level sort of position where I did a lot of customer service, did some lending, basic lending transactions, and then did that for a few years and got the opportunity to move to another office and become a manager of a smaller branch, and then worked there a few years and got an opportunity to manage a larger branch and did that for about 10 years before switching gears a little bit and becoming a business banker. And so as a business banker now, my day is a lot different than it used to be. When you're a manager, you're managing staff, you're managing scheduling, lots of customer traffic, lots of customer service, and just different constant walk-in traffic, day-to-day activities. As a business banker, it's a little different where you work here. I work at the large downtown office. It's more of a central location. We work on the 4th floor, so there's not a lot of walk-in traffic, so it's a very different discipline. It's a different day completely. But yeah, just come in. Of course, there's email, lots and lots of email. I'm not really sure how we used to operate without computers and email. I think we could all probably agree to that. Everything revolves around technology. But so I do a lot of face-to-face meetings with clients. We're doing more of that now. We obviously haven't in the last 7 months, but so lots of face-to-face meetings, but as a business banker, we are helping business clients with every facet they need to operate their companies. So it's helping them with checking and savings accounts, helping them with managing the assets, the wealth that they accumulate operating their companies, helping them take credit card payments from their customers, helping them build business locations to move their companies into, helping them insure their buildings, their businesses, helping them with life insurance, helping them with staffing things. So any and everything they need to operate their business, we help with that. And it's a lot of what I do. We wear a lot of hats, and but it's exciting. It's very exciting to be able to help someone that you develop a relationship with be successful to the point of when they get to selling their company and transitioning into retirement. So yeah, it's a very fulfilling job.
Well, thank you for sharing that and expanding kind of on your day and what that looks like. We know that you've been in the banking industry for about 15 years now and kind of worked your way up the ladder. How did you begin to choose what type of career you were going to go into?
Well, that's a great question. As a child, I wanted to be a teacher, which I envy teachers so much because they're they're just awesome and great people. I love kids, and so to get to work with kids every day is like a real joy and a treasure. But for whatever reason, I decided not to go that path. Then I thought, oh, I want to be a chef. I love to cook. So here I am sitting at a bank. And the things I guess I decided to go a different path completely. I stuck with some of those traits and interests. So I still like to boss people around, and I get to do that some. And so I just cook at home. So I didn't go into professional cooking. But, you know, I found in this career, I started working, I started working as a waitress. That ultimately was the first jobs. Had several different restaurants and waitressing gigs, so to speak. Did that for years. And then one day my dad said, hey, why don't you go down the road? He had a loan with a finance company. They're hiring. Why don't you go see? I guess he wanted me to get my first big kid job. So I went for that and ended up working at a finance company for about 2.5 years. And then met someone who worked here at First Citizens. And that's kind of where it started. And it's funny, but I guess I love numbers, was always really good at math. And I think just like anything, if you work really hard, you can work your way up. Whether that was your plan or it, becomes your new path, you can do it if you work hard and you want to figure things out. So.
Well, thanks for expanding on that, because I think there's power in what you said, just the fact of, putting everything you have into whatever path you're on at that point in time, but your willingness to, kind of expand your horizons or think about things maybe you never thought about and trying them out. And I think that's important for students to understand, because I feel like there's this trap of everybody has to decide exactly what they're going to do with the rest of their life when they turn 18, so.
Right. Just going to say, I think it's really important as a student to know and not get discouraged that you don't have to have your mind made up. You can change your mind, and you can change your mind a lot, and that's perfectly normal, and it's okay. I think there are adults my age and older who are still changing their mind, and even that's okay. As long as you put in 100% or more to work hard once you choose. I mean, who knows? I might decide to do something else in a little while. I've got 15 years in. I have a lot of working years left. So, it's never too late to change your mind as long as you go really hard and work hard towards that, that path.
Share with us a little bit more about your education and background or training that you think kind of goes into what your career would require.
So typically someone in my role has a 4-year degree or or even further, a master's. And I work with many who have those degrees. So I am a little different, which I think is really nice to be able to share with you as students, because, as I was going through school and high school, it was my intention to get a 4-year degree or further. And I found out really quickly that actually wasn't the path for me. And I went to a couple of years, started at AB Tech, had straight A's, and then ended up transferring to Brevard College and was going there for a little bit. I did not like college. I think hate is a strong word. I won't say I hated it, but I didn't like it, and it wasn't for me. So I am fortunate enough, and again, I put all of this on hard work and drive, personal drive within myself, but I don't have a 4-year degree. And in some instances, I let this kind of, your degree comes up in a lot of conversations professionally. Obviously dealing with a lot of professionals from small to large companies every day. And everybody wants to know where you got your degree and where you went to college. And that was embarrassing for me for a while. And I've come to realize that's okay. You don't have to have a degree to get where you want to go in life. While yes, it is very important if that's what you want to do, but you don't have to. Don't let that be a deterrent for the career path that you want to take. With First Citizens, you can come in with a 4-year degree, or in some instances, there's assistance for schooling if you choose to go back to school, where they'll partner and assist with paying for certain things. There's also on-the-job training. You'll hear that a lot, and I'm sure you already have. But the 15 years I've worked here, I have worked with mentors, longtime bank associates, many who are retired now. But and that's a lot of it. It's just sheer on-the-job training, sitting down, digging in, and figuring things out. And if you can find a person or persons who are willing to invest some time in you, you can advance in a company with or without a degree. So I think it's really important to note that I don't have one. So, and that has not been a deterrent thus far.
Well, I appreciate that transparency because, I think there is another trap of the fact that not only do we have to figure out at 18 what we got to do with the rest of our lives, but there is another trap in the fact that if you don't have a 4-year degree, you're not going to be successful as the next person. And I totally agree with you in the fact that that's not necessarily true. I think that everyone has to figure out their own path and what best fits them, and what they actually need to be successful in that. Also in what you said, the importance of those essential employability skills that can't necessarily, they can be learned, but a lot of that is through our experiences and through our training, on-the-job training, as you spoke about. But how important those can play a role, maybe sometimes even more so than a degree. Tell us a little bit about what you love most about your career.
I love helping people. I love talking. I got in trouble a lot in school for talking. Gosh, as long as I can remember, I was in trouble with my mother, with my teacher, with everyone. And so that has come through in my career. Everything I do involves helping people and talking and developing relationships. And I think that to me is the most rewarding. I get to meet new people all the time. I get to help people in many different ways. And it's very fulfilling, seeing others be successful. I love when people ask me questions and I know the answer, or I go find the answer if I don't know. But it feels really good to have people call you and ask you financial questions that are going to help them progress in their own goals. So for me, it's just helping people.
That's great. I appreciate you sharing that. So with your career, you've talked a little bit about some challenges maybe you faced having to overcome. Are there any other challenges on your career journey or just in your particular career right now that you would like to share?
I would say for me, they're more personal characteristics or traits, but issues within myself that do affect my career, and that's something I think most adults struggle with, and that's time management. There are so many things that we're tasked with on a daily basis. How do you decide which one takes precedent, which one's most important? So I say, every day is like drinking from a fire hose, and some days you're drinking from it and you're being hit with it at the same time. So it's just crazy. Time management is absolutely one of the biggest challenges. I think further educating yourself on changes within the industry, competition. Any job has a competitor, and banking is one that has many. There are a lot of good bankers and good banks in this community, and so you were constantly battling. Even friends, I have friends that work at every bank in town, and we are buddies. So we're constantly elbowing for business and elbowing for our clients. And so there are always challenges there. Staying relevant in the industry is really important right now. Technology is a constant change, as we all know, and it's affecting every role, every job. But banking, especially right now, technology and industry is challenging. So.
Yeah, I think those are all characteristics and maybe challenges that a lot of us struggle with, like you shared. So if you were speaking, say, to a middle school or high school student, What could they do right now to prepare themselves for entering your particular career?
Yes, I would say people skills. Put down your phone, as hard as it is. I have two nieces that are 18 and 14, and I want to take their phones away from them every time I'm near them. But put your phone down and have a conversation with someone, because your ability to speak fluently to someone in any interaction, whether it be a common, hey, how's it going? How are you today? Or specific about a career, you've got to be able to have a conversation and it not involve a text or the short form of words. So developing your people skills and speaking skills, I think, is key. And work hard. I mean, everything you do, go as hard as you can. And I think those are two really key things for me.
Yeah, I think those characteristics, across any career journey or path that someone chooses, I think are valuable to learn and to develop. So if we've talked a lot about several skills and characteristics today. For any career, to be successful in any career, are there one, maybe two characteristics that you think need to be at the forefront of everybody's mind, no matter the career they pick?
Speaking, I think being present, showing up, which right now we see a lot of challenges in the hiring population. And we know there are a lot of kids, young adults coming out of school, and they're going to bring a lot of new skill sets to the workplace that we don't even know yet. But I would say absolutely right now, personality and speaking skills are key. I just think setting yourself apart from others. And I think that's hard sometimes when, there are many applicants for a job, but asking questions and the ability to accept that you don't know everything and go find out the answer if you don't. I mean, I think there's, you're not going to go into any career path knowing everything, nor making the most money. I think that's a big thing now, is we want to start at the new role and make tons of money, and you got to work your way up to that, and that comes with hard work. But it's a challenging, I think it's challenging coming into the workforce. So being present, working hard, those things stand out to me the most.
Well, and I totally agree with everything you just said, and I think that it all boils down to, I hear a lot of it coming back to your statement about, willingness to do what you need to do and beyond. So not putting yourself above any task, or
right.
and working hard at no matter what you're doing. And I think it's also worth saying that if you do those things and you're in a particular career and it's not what you want to continue doing, it's not wasted time on your part by putting everything you have into something
Right.
and not working out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, Ms. Webb, on behalf of Henderson County Public Schools and the Career and Technical Education Department, I just want to thank you again for taking the time to share some career advice and about your own journey, but thank you again for your time.
Yes, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.